Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neeley Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neeley family. Check them out online at neeleyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about the release of 8-year Wild 101.
We're releasing it. Wild Turkey's turned it over to us. It's a big announcement for the Bourbon Daily.
That was not McNew's fault. I noticed when I read the show notes earlier that it was a typo in there.
Well, so. Try before you buy.
I did that because she messed up the previous one. So I was like, you know what? Well, now she's going to have to deal with a real problem.
No problem.
Till she adjusts.
Yeah.
We are not releasing it, but my name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Katie Joyce, Duff and Druzy, and Tense Wyatt.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hello.
Hey, everyone.
I get a cease and desist from Campari. You're not releasing a damn thing. What are you doing?
You released nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, well, we're going to be talking about the new age-stated Wild Turkey 101. 8-year, that's impressive, so we'll get to that after the break. A lot of this kind of stuff's going on. I saw Old Granddad, Bottle and Bond, is going to be 7-year age-stated now. Pretty cool.
Very nice.
I'm loving it. So, yeah, we hear a lot of doom and gloom, bad things going on. There's some good things going on if you're a bourbon fan, so we'll get to that after the break. For right now, though, Jeff said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, sir?
Well, as we're recording this, oh boy, it's a long night already. We're coming off of April Fools, and we had some discussions about pranks or gags or jokes or things you played on at April Fools, but those tended to be the stories we shared were like one-time events. Have you been involved in any type of ongoing prank?
An ongoing prank.
Stump the panel.
I wish I was, but no, I don't think so.
All right, I'll jump in and tell mine then, if that'll help.
Long ball arch injuries.
Yeah.
So I live up here in Minnesota, and we get snow and stuff. So we were at work one day, and big storm coming, and we're one of the guys I work with lived about 40 miles away.
Right.
So we're saying, "Oh, you sure you can get home? You can stay at my place." He said, "Nah, if I go in the ditch, I've got enough Funyun crumbs in my bottom of my vehicle that I should survive 2-3 days, So he became the Funyuns guy. Well, about a week later, and there was several of us standing around. He did. So I bought the biggest bag of Funyuns I could find and just left it on his desk one day.
Uh-huh.
He didn't know where it came from. And
he's happy. Funyuns.
It was like, okay. Then, a month later, he gets a Funyuns coffee mug sitting on his desk.
Oh.
And then, of course, you start looking at that cult Amazon. You can buy like a 72 pack of the little 1.5 ounce bags for a reasonable price. So I go on there, order that up, have it shipped to his office. He's just one door down for me, So over the next 4 years, just randomly, he'd get all these Funyuns.
Uh-huh.
And he for sure thought it was our admin assistant. He thought it was her. He never once accused me. Everyone he talked to, he said it was that's got to be Connie doing that. Had his retirement party, and he just wanted the people he worked with. So there was about 20 of us that gathered at this little local restaurant. And ahead of time, we had brought out some of these bags of Funyuns and had the restaurant staff. They came out and brought a bag to everyone sitting at their table, and he just was laughing. To this day, he doesn't know that I am the king of the Funyun sending, and it's just it was an ongoing prank, and it's
you didn't tell him when he retired.
Really good.
That
makes me laugh.
I like it.
It's harmless. It's good.
It's very harmless, and it's funny when people come to me. Oh God, he swears it's Connie. You know, I hear it from all. So I just
how many
think
other people at the office knew it was you?
Everybody else knew it was me.
Really?
Well, that's part of it. Yeah.
Everybody knew, and they just were good at not saying anything,
Okay.
especially Connie. And Connie's retired now, but it still comes up in conversation when we run into him or whatever. So I actually sent one to his house after he retired.
It's still showing up.
Yeah.
It's just it's
You
not
can't
on
get away
auto
from
order, but it's
Yeah.
when I think of it, it's like, and it's okay. So I spend $30 or something on a gag, but it's funny. And
It's funny, yeah.
to me, it's funny. I don't know. That's the kind of humor I like. And it's, again, nobody was embarrassed. The worst thing, he hardly ever shared them. He'd get a 30-pack.
Well, he liked them.
The only one I ever got was the one that we got at his retirement party. He never shared with me.
Really?
That's
Huh.
great.
He ate them all.
They loved them. That's good. That's good.
That's even better.
I wish someone would play a prank like that on me. That's a good one. They get something you actually like. Pranks are usually bad stuff happens to you.
Yeah, I know. That's what
has a nice story.
There's some hope in this world after.
There's hope.
There's a little hope, but
There's hope.
Makes me feel bad about what I used to do. I had a boss of mine that had massive OCD, massive high anxiety, high ADHD. So he had a whole process that he had to go through for his OCD before he left the office every day. And he's a Post-it note guy. So his to-do list was Post-it notes all around computer monitors. So every now and then I'd go in there and I'd mess him around a little. I'd move him around a little bit. And he'd get all out of sorts and freak out. And then he had to go through this process to leave every day. And I'd interrupt him on purpose. So he had to restart it again. But he was cool with it. He was all good with it. But it would make him late for stuff and stupid things at home. So I'd let his wife know. And by the way, he's sorry, I did it again. Interrupted him today. Interrupted him. It was an interesting little gag that we would play on him because he had this whole process. He was one of the better guys I worked for. So no ill will, just more of like poking fun. And he knew it too. He's like, oh shit. He's like, yep, you got to go through your process again. Sorry, let me get you back at it again. And he'd start. Oh wait, I got one more thing. Start it again. Crazy when people get in a groove like that.
Yeah.
And it's you see some of that stuff. You have a little fun with it. But that was ongoing. We worked together for about 6 years.
6 years. Okay.
It was a six-year thing going after I figured it out.
I was a victim of an ongoing prank like that. I worked with Pepper Roth, and she used to, because I had an OCD thing going too. I don't like germs. I would yell at people when they sneeze and stuff like that. So there's some funny stuff that happens out of it, I guess. People knew I didn't like that kind of stuff, and I had a couple bad things happen. She got me really good several times. Number one. More than once, she would drag. We were like in cubicles, but we were happy to like right across from the bathrooms, men and women's bathrooms. She dragged the women's fucking trash can out of the bathroom and drug it into my office. So I'd leave it. I'd be like, "Fuck! There's a goddamn trash can with women's shit in it." So I didn't like that. And then the best she ever got me though, we do all these sales things, and then because you order when you cater it, you always order extra and all that. So we let the contracts people come over, and one of the dudes from contracts was just he was just a slob, and he smoked and all that, and so he's in the food line, and he's getting coleslaw, and he had just gotten baked beans. And he looked down at his spoon, and I guess they didn't have a serving spoon around there. And he looked down at his spoon that he was getting ready to he would be eating with when he got all his plate full, and he saw it was covered in baked beans. So he looks it around, and he puts it in his mouth, pulls it out, and then sticks it in that coleslaw thing. And I just fucking threw a fit. I threw a fit, and I told him to pull it. Well, Pepper Roth doubles back behind me, says, "Save that." And so after lunch is over and all that, and the people leave and all that, I go away, I go to a meeting or something, I come out of a meeting, and there is that goddamn fucking thing of coleslaw that he had used a spoon in, and there was for good measure, she had a partially smoked cigarette stuck in the middle.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
Oh,
my
she got me good.
gosh.
She got me good. Yeah, I started screaming, and by chance, I can only remember one time when the CEO happened to be in our area because he never came down there. It was that time. I run out of my office screaming because of that. And I didn't know he was in the department at the time because I ran out the other way and was screaming, and then he was there, and they was like, well, "What's wrong with him?"
Envision this
Oh my
audience.
God.
This is pre-Bourbon Sasquatch Akeley, pre-beard,
This is corporate.
no
stuff.
hats,
I got
pre-Tommy
the tie on.
Bahama.
I'm sitting in
This
my
is-
office with a tie on. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Steve getting hauled to HR every so often.
Of course. Yeah, I always had to go to HR. Yeah, shit like that. Screaming. Why are you screaming? Running around, yelling. So yeah, bad. So,
We did
wow.
have an
Perfect, Steve.
ongoing prank in my office so there was a previous client of my dad's that would send Christmas cards every year of he and his daughter because my dad had helped get him custody. And so it was a very sweet idea. The only problem is that these Christmas cards he would send were some of like the cringiest things I've ever seen. And nice guy, but it came across a little creepy. So the office staff started this thing. They would, when the season was done, they would take the Christmas card and cut his face out of it, and then they would hide it somewhere in the office for another person to find. So they would hide it like at each other's desks, and then when I started there, they would start hiding it on me too. And sometimes like there were enough years of them sent that we had, I think, like 4 of these pictures all around the office. It's not that big of an office. But some of them would go a long time without being found because it would be like in a random file somewhere. So not something you access all the time. There was one, I remember, like, because they were started with the obvious, like below your mouse and things that you use on the inside, like your phone headset. And so they would get
Your
more and more
keyboard,
obscure. So it was funnier
passwords.
when someone would find it. And so at the end of everything, though, I had received my appointment, shut down the office, and was moving some furniture around. And I get below a desk that I'm moving, and I happen to look up, and this picture of this guy's face is taped to the underside of the desk that I am moving. So they got the last laugh on me. That I don't know. And I asked them, I'm like, did you do that on purpose? Like when we were like shutting down, like, we don't know how long that's been there. They're like, we don't remember who put it there or how long it's been there.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
McNew?
So I'm not really big on pranks, but I do like fucking with my mom. And this started at Christmas last year. There was a meme I shared on my other page. It was like something about like the wise men brought like a Frankenstein instead of frankincense. And she made a comment that said, "You better not put a Frankenstein in my nativity set." So of course I fucking order one, and I put it in there like when I was just over there, and she wasn't paying attention. So I put it in there. She doesn't notice. It is in there for like 2 weeks, and then Christmas is here. And my niece is like, "Why is that in there?" And I'm like, "Don't tell Nana." I'm trying to like see how long she doesn't notice. So she doesn't notice till after Christmas, like New Year's Day, she's taking her stuff down. And she sends me a text. She's like, "You heathen child, I know this was you." And I was like, "It was." And she gives it back to me, which was a mistake because now whenever I go over there, I hide it in various places. And I will send like a photo to my brother, and I'm like, "Let me know when she finds this," because he's there more than I am. So like he's in on it too, kind of. I just hide it around her house now, and it takes her months to find it at times.
Yeah, there you go. That's an
That's a good
ongoing
one.
prank for sure.
Yeah, no, that's good.
But
Yeah, there you go. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Katie.
I'm having some bomb burgers.
Jeez. No, not much on the cork pop.
Oh, the one time I don't change my audio settings. It was a complete perfect bomb on this
Really?
end.
No, not much there.
This
Not
is
much
what
there.
I get
so.
for
You got
throwing
bomb burgers.
away
Oh, just drown out your sorrows in your bomb burgers.
Yes.
I will.
Yeah, how'd you get that?
I'll try not to cry my tears into it.
Yeah. bomb
I don't
burgers.
know. I forget where I get stuff.
Well,
now.
you got so much stuff. Let me have that one then. You don't need that.
You don't need that at all.
Cluttering up your house. No.
Yeah.
away.
I'm getting ready to
You
have to
have
build
bottles
more
and the
shelves,
bees.
so that'd be real handy. Thank you.
Right. There you go. All right. Next up is Tim. Tim, what do you got there?
All right, let me get myself out of the way. I got a bottle of Kentucky Spirit in the old Fantail.
Fantail bottle. Nice.
Nice.
Well used cork, so we'll see. Sweat on the side.
Oh, no, nothing going on there.
Spectacular.
It was cute.
He's got great style.
His style, yeah. His style looked good. Katie, who had barely a cork pop, has the lead. Jeff, you're next.
Well, I don't have any 101, but I've got some Wild Turkey Rare Breed.
Okay. Okay, solid.
Oh, that
Solid.
was solid.
Could be enough. Let's see. I've got Boo Rye here. Boo Rye.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what we got here.
Becca's whoever get her bottle of Boo Rye sent to her yet?
I don't think so. No, she hasn't gotten that yet. Well, she's angry. She never gets anything sent to her. She had a whole riff about that, and I think people just sent more stuff to McNew. They're like, oh.
I have a pile of boxes I still need to open after
So much she hasn't even had time to open them.
yet.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Jeff has the lead, but McNew has yet to go. What do you got there, McNew?
I was actually on the same page with Jeff, so I guess we'll just kind of see who had the best rare breed.
Okay. It sounds like McNew might have had it, but again, I think there's a microphone issue there, and Jeff clearly had the cleaner cork.
That was better.
Yeah. Cheers to Jeff.
Cheers, everyone.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Wild Turkey 101 8 year. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neeley Family Distillery. Royce Neeley is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neeley Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neeley arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neeley and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neeley Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeeleyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show. All right. Grab one of those. Oh, boy. Oh, God. It's George T. Stagg we just thrown around here at the ABV Barrel Shop. You're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about Wild Turkey 101 8 year.
Yes, we are. So this is a product that has been available internationally, but now it is available in the U.S. coming up here. So pretty cool stuff, right? An 8-year age-stated Wild Turkey 101. That doesn't sound bad, does it?
No?
No, not a bit.
And I don't think it's a mistake. If you ever listen to Jimmy Russell, he claims that the perfect age for a bourbon is 8 years. Now, again, it's going to be to taste, but yeah, he likes that 8-year stuff. So perfect.
Now, do we know what the pricing is going to be on this, or is on this?
Ooh, I thought was it $39.99 or something? I thought it was something. It was quite reasonable. I thought.
I thought it might have been a little higher, Tim. I was thinking maybe, but you're right. What I think I saw a number, and it was like, yeah, that's definitely a buy.
Right. Yeah, it's affordable. That's for sure.
It was okay. 45 suggested retail is $45.
$45. Okay.
That's fantastic. Like, yes,
no
please,
doubt.
thank you. All the things that.
Yeah, I'm in. So that's a good proof. It's a good price. It's a good bourbon. I mean, what's not to like here, right?
Especially, I think some of the standard wild turkeys don't get the appreciation they deserve sometimes.
Right.
And so I think this is something that could be used to help encourage people like, oh no, like this is a little more special, and then get them like appreciating wild turkey like they should as well for those who may not be fans. So I am very excited. I always have several bottles of various wild turkey in my house. The wild turkey rare breed is what I always have in my decanter in my office. And the 101 has always been my go-to of I can't decide, or
dive bar. It's a dive bar pour. It's one of those that's available just about everywhere. So,
and if I want something mixed with some like Coke Zero, fantastic. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to have something that can appreciate a little more of what they're offering. I think great decision on their part.
Yeah.
It fills the product offering, right? Between 101 and rare breed, there was nothing really in between, like the article said. I think that was a good point too.
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah.
I was in Happy Harry's. That's the local big liquor store in Fargo, and
it's a fantastic name.
You betcha.
Happy Harry's. I was in there yesterday and just looking. I always stop in when I'm in Fargo and just to see if there's anything new. And there was one other guy standing in the bourbon section, and he started talking to me, and he said, what do you go for? And I said, nah, I like a lot of craft stuff, and there's some of it in here, but
you're darn tootin' there is.
And he started talking about what he likes. He said, I'm a little, I'm a Maker's Mark. He was really, and he said, I haven't graduated to anything, higher proof. Okay. I didn't talk him into, I just said, here's one reasonably priced. I said, just try this Wild Turkey 101, see what you think. He walked out of there with a bottle. So I, just trying to grow the fans of bourbon. It was kind of fun little discussion.
You're a man of the people in Dreezy. That's exactly how it should go down.
Yeah. We didn't change, exchange names or contacts. It was just a chance encounter.
Just loving glances and looks is what you
Yes, that was,
You should look later in the paper for the missing connections ads.
Yes.
for the guy at Harpoon Harry's or whatever the hell it's called.
Happy Harry's. Happy Hanks. Happy Harry's.
For my friend at Harpoon Harry's. Our paths crossed.
I don't know who I am.
Like two ships in the night.
Big bourbon guy.
Yes. Oh yeah, I'm a big bourbon guy. You should.
I'm a big bourbon guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get him signed up for the ABV network yet, but
keep trying. Put that in
the ad too. Definitely going to be the title of that Misconnections ad.
Yeah. I'd like to get you in the ABV network crew. So yeah, missed opportunity. So hopefully you get another crack at it, Jeff.
Yes, I know.
Be interesting to see though. Is these international offerings coming back home? I think you're going to see a lot more of this.
Yeah.
So do we have any did they share when it's going to be available? Is it out there now?
It's rolling out. So again, that doesn't mean it'll be in your market next week. But it's going to be widely distributed. And
yes. Yeah. So I'm going to take the opposite approach here just for a second, and we talk about lagging indicators, leading indicators. I still have a little concern with the influx of the age statements, the reintroduction. It's maybe there's stuff sitting around that hasn't been able to move. We're going to benefit from this for a time, right? There's going to be more stuff out there, and it's going to be great. It's one of those leading indicators that I look at that maybe. Is it telling? But right now, let's enjoy it.
Is it telling? Yes. But, it also means we're going to benefit as bourbon drinkers. And can that help maintain momentum that we've got?
Yes.
Because you're putting good products out, because you have a glut of product. we're going to start seeing this in all of them. Again, they try to wean us off the age statements. Something that they taught us how important it was. I've been a bourbon fan long enough now. I've seen where they want us to have age statements, then they don't want us to have age statements. Age statements are almost embarrassing, and then and now we're back. Believe me, now they want us to seek out age statements. So
now the other side of that, let's hope it's because the stuff is just better. It can be better, and I hope that's the real driver behind it.
Oh, I think it is. I don't think age statement is not an end all be all, but you know what? There's something special about those older ones. When I'd find a Knob Creek back when you could find 16, and I'm not talking about releases of older Knob Creeks. I'm talking about every once in a while you see a barrel pick and it's like 17-year-old Knob Creek. I would buy those, and those were always fantastic. They were a step above the other ones, and there's no doubt that when you see, even when they do a blend, a Four Roses blend, and they're putting some 22-year-old in there or stuff like that, that old stuff makes a difference. It helps.
You love when they throw in a 22-year-old.
Age 18 years or older.
She has to go there. She had to go there.
Yep.
I'm talking bourbon stuff, and then
that's prime. That's prime age statement between 18 and 22.
Well, there you go.
Prime age statement for whiskey.
I just asked Leonardo DiCaprio if you don't.
You can pour it all night.
As long as they're not over 25, it's probably fine with Leo.
He cuts them loose at 25.
Yeah.
That's done. They've aged out of his program.
Aged out.
This is a permanent release. This is not a limited release. This is a permanent addition to the U.S. markets, which is huge.
Yeah.
I guess.
Bringing it back here for us.
It's going to be a winner.
Yeah.
Creep modes, the creepometer is really going right
folks. I'm guessing it's going to be tough to find at first. Everyone's going to want to get a bottle, but they'll get caught up on this. So don't freak out if you don't get a bottle early on. You'll get one because it's an ongoing release. So that's something that they're going to have out there.
Yeah, and they're not a little player.
Right. And when it's $45, everyone can afford to get in the game, and that's what's going to happen. Everyone's going to buy their bottle and get it. But they'll get caught up where.
So I'm hoping because Heaven Hill's 8 years now. Didn't Heaven Hill start putting out an 8 year?
Probably, but I don't know.
They're going to have to, right? Yeah. I mean, Heaven Hill Wild Turkey 8 year at 45 is cheaper than Heaven Hill's 6 year.
Yeah. Yeah.
In my market, it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Katie. You were saying something.
Oh, I was just saying. I'm hoping that due to the initial hype about it, that they'll really push the distribution for on-premise, so that at least, especially I think since Wild Turkey 101's had such good grasp in dive bars, so that you'd be able to find it in all of your local bars is my hope, so that everyone can use that to get the initial excitement as well, rather than going for the bottle game.
Yeah. That's cool. And who knows? There'll probably be some mid to upper tier bars where, if this is readily available, that could be like the call whiskey at a place that focuses on bourbon, as opposed to, whatever it is they've got in there, Bardstown or, old, whatever, or Beam White Label, makers, some places have makers. So, but it'd be cool to have like 8-year Wild Turkey as your base. That makes for some good stuff.
With that said, Steve, does your order change at Bourbon's Bistro when you ask for the Akeley? The Akeley pour.
It can't because I haven't been able to go there very much, but I was there this past weekend, and Mike knew what to get from her. I don't want to mess him up, so he got my Wild Turkey 101 rye, and I was happy. It felt like all things were right in the world going to Bourbon's Bistro and getting that. And then I ordered the pork chop. He's like, with fries, right? And I'm like, yep. With fries instead of the mashed potatoes. So
bingo.
Yeah. It felt good. So I got to stick with it.
It's so nice that they know your immediate order, so you'd be an asshole if you changed it, right?
Exactly.
No doubt. Is everything okay, Steve? If you
right. Yeah. So
what happened? Are you
blink twice if you need help, Steve.
It also it's kind of a flex a little bit. It feels pretty good because we had 6 people there, or 8 people. We had a bunch of people that were at Bourbon Palooza were there with me, and Mike is one of the most respected bartenders in the Kentucky bourbon scene, and he knew my standing order, and that makes you feel like a VIP. That's a lot of VIP-ness, at the world's best bourbon bar. And when the bartender, the greatest bartender at the world's best bourbon bar, knows your standing order, that felt pretty damn nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like I was somebody. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Awesome.
There you go. So I'm not going to change. I can't mix it
That's a
up.
way better flex than me saying walking into the local corner bar in Warrenton, Missouri. They know my order. That's
Walking
Not
in that
quite the
Happy
same.
Hanks
I mean,
and
it still
it's a
feels
Wild Turkey 8-year.
Yeah.
it still feels nice. So like I go to these wine dinners once a month at this place. Well, it used to be close to me. It's not now, but I still go.
Sure.
And like I always go by myself. And they usually sit me at the bar and I talk to the owner's wife. So last time I went, he was like, hey, she's sick. I sent you with this group of 5. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm interrupting your night. Made friends with them instantly.
Of course. You're McNew.
And they're like, we're having a bourbon party in April. You want to come? And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to come.
Yeah.
Friends. But as soon as I sit down, the waitress that's normally there, she's like, oh, she'll want a Cabernet before this starts. And they just bring it to me. And I'm like, that was so nice. It was so nice.
That is. Oh, I love that.
Hey now.
Yeah. Like they just immediately, they're like, she'll want that. I'm like,
That's McNew. Yeah.
I want that.
Like there's McNew. So,
Like it's so nice when you find a place like that.
When they help you treat yourself. I love it.
that's true.
Yeah, not that I needed help at all, but yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. There is what the heck is going on with Wild Turkey 101 8-year. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and nice to reminisce about a great brand and something exciting that they're doing right now. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Jeff, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You'll find me at Happy Harry's. No, Harpoon Harry's. Waiting for the 101 8-year. But if you need a connection, Facebook, Instagram, and the Cigar Dojo, Jeff Andreezy, 2 I's and 2 Z's.
They need to change that name. It has to be Harpoon Harry's now.
Way better.
They got to move to that. It's better. All right. Let's see. Next up is Katie.
You can find me over on Instagram at Katie Proof.
Tim.
Jeff, I really hope you find that gentleman you helped in Harpoon Harry's. I need to hear more about this as this relationship develops.
Yeah.
My life's mission.
You'll see each other again at Harpoon Harry's is what's going to happen. You can find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112 and on YouTube at Our Flagship Whiskey.
All right, McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV. I'm doing some FBI work to find Jeff's new friend.
There you go. That's helpful. For me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check that out. Everything that we do is out there. Also, come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. You never know what's going on. We always have cool things happening and cool people coming in and new barrel picks. It's a great place to come. So, and follow along. You can sign up for an email over at abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.